Hey everybody, welcome back. We're reading the Quran. We're on Surah 47 and we're in Fatih. Fatih. Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Verily, we have granted thee a manifest victory, that Allah may forgive thee thy faults of the past and those to follow, fulfill His favor to thee, and guide thee on the straight way, and that Allah may help thee with powerful help. It is He who sent down tranquility into the hearts of the believers, that they may add faith to their faith. For to Allah belong the forces of the heavens and the earth, and Allah is full of knowledge and wisdom, that He may admit the men and women who believe to gardens beneath which rivers flow, to dwell therein for aye, and remove their ills from them. And that is, in the sight of Allah, the highest achievement for man. Interesting. Stop worrying about the highest achievement of your neighbors, what they're going to think, the whole keeping up with the Joneses aspect. Instead, try to impress your Maker. And that He may punish the hypocrites, men and women, and the polytheists, men and women who imagine an evil opinion of Allah. On them is a round of evil. The wrath of Allah is on them. He has cursed them and got hell ready for them, and evil is it for a destination. For to Allah belongs the forces of the heavens and the earth, and Allah is exalted in power, full of wisdom. We have truly sent thee as a witness, as a bringer of glad tidings, and as a warner, in order that ye, O men, may believe in Allah and His apostle, that ye may assist and honor Him and celebrate His praises morning and evening. It's a very somber tone. Verily, those who plight their fealty to thee do no less than plight their fealty to Allah. The hand of Allah is over their hands. Then anyone who violates his oath does so to the harm of his own soul. Exactly. That's why I take oath so serious. It's very foolish for you just to make an oath to your Maker. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm this, I'm that, and then you fail miserably. That's why I look at it as a graduation. Interesting. This is very good. Who fulfills what he has covenanted with Allah. Exactly. Why make an oath if you have a doubt in your mind that you can even begin to hold the covenant? It's like really you have to think about what you're doing. Allah will soon grant him a great reward. The desert Arabs who lagged behind will say to thee, we were engaged in looking after our flocks and herds and our families. Do thou then ask forgiveness for us? They say with their tongues what is not in their hearts. Say, who then has any power at all to intervene on your behalf with Allah, if His will is to give you some loss or to give you some profit? But Allah is well acquainted with all that ye do. Nay, ye thought that the apostle and the believers would never return to their families. This seemed pleasing in your hearts, and ye conceived an evil thought, for ye are a people lost in wickedness. And if any believe not in Allah and His apostle, we have prepared for those who reject Allah a blazing fire. To Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. He forgives whom He wills, and He punishes whom He wills. But Allah is forgiving, most merciful. Those who lag behind will say, when ye are free to march and take booty in war, permit us to follow you. They wish to change Allah's decree. Say, not thus will ye follow us. Allah has already declared this beforehand. Then they will say, but ye are jealous of us. Nay, but little do they understand such things. Say to the desert Arabs who lag behind, ye shall be summoned to fight against a people given to vehement war. Vehement war, yeah, like fierce. Vehement. Then shall ye fight, or they shall submit. Then if ye show obedience, Allah will grant you a goodly reward. But if ye turn back as ye did before, He will punish you with a grievous penalty. No blame is there on the blind, nor is there blame on the lame, nor on the ill if he joins not the war. But he that obeys Allah and His Apostle, Allah will admit him to gardens beneath which rivers flow, and he who turns back, Allah will punish him with a grievous penalty. Allah's good pleasure was on the believers when they swore fealty to Thee under the tree. He knew what was in their hearts, and He sent down tranquility to them, and He rewarded them with a speedy victory. And many gains will they acquire besides, and Allah is exalted in power, full of wisdom. Allah has promised you many gains that ye shall acquire, and He has given you these beforehand. And He has restrained the hands of men from you, that it may be a sign for the believers, and that He may guide you to a straight path. Restrains men's hands from you. And other gains there are which are not within your power, but which Allah has compassed. And Allah has power over all things. If the unbelievers should fight you, they would certainly turn their backs. Then would they find neither protector nor helper. Such has been the practice approved of Allah already in the past. No change wilt thou find in the practice approved of Allah. No change with that. And it is He who has restrained their hands from you, and your hands from them in the midst of Mecca. After that He gave you the victory over them, and Allah sees well all that ye do. They are the ones who denied revelation and hindered you from the sacred mosque, and the sacrificial animals, detained from reaching their place of sacrifice. Had there not been believing men and believing women, whom ye did not know that ye were trampling down, on whose account a crime would have accrued to you without your knowledge, Allah would have allowed you to force your way, but He held back your hands, that He may admit to His mercy whom He will. If they had been part, we should certainly have punished the unbelievers, among them with a grievous punishment. Well, the unbelievers got up in their hearts heat and cant, the heat and cant of ignorance. Allah sent down His tranquility to His apostle and to the believers, and made them stick close to the command of self-restraint. And well were they entitled to it and worthy of it. And Allah has full knowledge of all things. Truly did Allah fulfill the vision for His apostle. Ye shall enter the sacred mosque, if Allah wills, with minds secure, heads shaved, hair cut short, and without fear. With minds secure. With minds secure. For He knew what ye know not, and He granted besides this a speedy victory. It is He who has sent His apostle with guidance and the religion of truth, to proclaim it over all religion, and enough is Allah for a witness. Muhammad is the apostle of Allah, and those who are with him are strongest against unbelievers. But compassionate amongst each other, thou wilt see them bow and prostrate themselves in prayer, seeking grace from Allah and His good pleasure. On their faces are the marks, being the traces of their prostration. This is their similitude in the Taurat, and their similitude in the Gospel is like a seed which sends forth its blade, then makes it strong. It then becomes thick, and it stands on its own stem, filling the sowers with wonder and delight. As a result, it fills the unbelievers with rage at them. Allah promised those among them who believed and do righteous deeds forgiveness and a great reward. That's the end of that. And there's a new section, Hujurat. Oh. So Fatih was good. A lot of talking about the sacred mosque and victory and fortitude, penalties, rewards, believers versus unbelievers. Interesting. And of Allah, the highest achievement for man, that they may add faith to their faith, that he may admit the men and women who believe to gardens beneath. So admittance to the gardens. Admittance to the gardens is the highest achievement for humans and in the sight of God. Maybe the virus is teaching us to really focus on different kinds of achievements, right? The fancy titles without the works don't really mean much without the purification. Very somber. What do you think, family?